Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Happy Wednesday. My name is Wilson Solomon. I am a customer success manager here with Lofty. Work with the EXP side as far as the CRM of choice project that's going. Welcome you guys and thank you for joining us. I've got Brittany Dobas with me as well as Pete Lauderdale from the Lofty side. We're going to be getting into me and Pete will get in a little bit later into this training around CRM basics, dashboard setup, but wanted to introduce Brittany, who those of you who have been on these calls with us probably recognize Pete and myself, but Brittany is joining for the first time. She is on our digital marketing side of our company as far as being able to go through some of the services we offer there. So those that have opted into Lofty on the CRM of choice side may be wondering around some of the we have. So we will be getting to that with you just in this moment now. So Brittany, I will turn this over to you and let you speak with these EXP agents on what we have to offer.
No, absolutely. When it comes for like lead generation that comes in, we have a couple options that kind of focus a little bit on some self-service app options, some kind of like dip your toes in the water for marketing, as well as really some that kind of focus in on advertising out listings that you have specifically. With the rest of the marketing we offer, we do stuff for both like buyer seller focus for like an aspect of lead generation. We cover marketing in as far as re-going back to leads you already have in the system, so you're constantly in front of them as top of mind. Get back in front of people that really engaged with you but like haven't fully registered. We handle some stuff all the way from like brand awareness and really just trying to put yourself out there, let it be a little bit more known, and then as well as like some direct mail options. Really, when it comes to the marketing, we always suggest try to get a meeting for like a consultation with a one-on-one with a marketing analyst, because then we can kind of like dive in and create like a really good specific strategy that focuses around the goals that like we have to offer, um, to match what you guys are looking to do.
Awesome, awesome. We have a Q&A chat open on the XP World too, so I don't know what kind of like live questions will get brought in while you're here, Brittany. But as far as just ways that people here can get in contact with us, I can take information if anyone wants to know some more around our services and get those over to you and the team.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
just didn't know if there was anything that may be trickling in while you're on with us or anything, that we may get questions or want to show anything around. So
No,
um,
absolutely.
for sure. Let me see if there's anything that's come in just yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything necessarily is trickling in at the moment, Brittany. But yeah, I can definitely. I know going forward, we'll have you guys join the team, and just maybe we'll have some more things we can kind of show as far as easy contact or kind of FAQ type stuff that we can prepare for them. But I know I asked you to join this kind of last minute, so thank you for jumping on.
No, for
Um,
sure. I'll
if
send
I,
you. I'll
go ahead.
send you like a general inbox thing that we do have, that we
Cool.
can as well kind of loop in stuff there. I definitely do apologize that I don't have as much
No,
prepared.
you're totally good. I think that
But
even just you speaking on it for a little bit, and like I said, if we get other questions that roll in, I'll collect those and get them to you, and we'll get them answered. But yeah, going forward, we'll work together to have some more kind of visual graphic stuff for people too, maybe.
yes, I'm actually in the process of finishing that out, so it'll be ready for next time.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. Do appreciate you, and yeah, we'll be in touch soon.
No, absolutely. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Perfect. So what we'll be doing, those of us that are on here with us, EXP agents, we're going to be going through. I know some of you that have opted in recently. Will have access to um, the CRM, and so today we're going through some of just the basics, dashboard setup with Pete and myself. So if there are questions there, we'll do our best to address those, even if they're not on topic. in regards to what we'll be going through with Pete. But again, more of just a CRM dashboard overview, some of the basics. We can keep the questions mostly around that to keep the focus for the group there. That would be awesome. But if you have some just general questions, we can answer as well. We'll work to do that as well. But Pete, I'll go ahead and pass over to you, and we can get into a Lofty demo. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Wilson. All right, hi everybody. My name is Pete. Right now, what you're looking at is the Lofty dashboard. So when you first sign in, this is what you're going to see. Now, this is a demo account, so some things just will look a little bit different than when you first start up. But let me see, I can show you that. Okay, perfect. So hopefully you guys can see my red highlighter. I do apologize for people who can't see red. That's the only option they gave me. But if you ever come into your Lofty system and you don't see this dashboard, and let's say for whatever reason you are over here, just to access your Lofty dashboard, just hit this big Lofty button right there. Perfect. So now the Lofty dashboard, it was basically designed to save you time, and how it saves you time is by saving you click. So everything you see on this dashboard, right, basically corresponds with some function up here. Okay, so right now, let's talk about these two. The new leads and opportunities tab corresponds with the people section. Now, the people section will be basically where you spend about 80% of your time in, because that's basically your pipeline management stuff. The other 20%, whatever, will be like split up between your listings and marketing, right? And then you'll spend maybe a little bit of time uh, fine tuning your website. But right now, we're just going to focus on the dashboard and then the people section. Okay. So again, this is a demo account right now. We don't have any new leads in here, obviously, but when you click into it, it's going to take you to your people section. And then normally it will populate with the new lead right here, and where you can see where they came from, etc. Okay. And if you ever want to clear it and get back to all your leads, just hit the clear function right there. Okay. Just pop out of there. All right, and then now we have our opportunities tab. So it follows a formula, and we can get into the formula a little bit later. But whenever your lead enters your system and they do some sort of behavioral thing where we can monitor, so whether they communicate with you, look at things on your IDX website, search things on your IDX website, right? All that information will increase or decrease the lead score. And so for, basically right here, it gives you a quick um, glance at who's a warming opportunity for you to reach out. And same thing again, if we had one, it would be just populated right here. Okay. So we have our task section, right, which obviously corresponds with the calendar section. So you click into that, just make sure you toggle over to task. Now, what you're looking at is all the tasks for your account, but you can also toggle between the tasks for the company account, like the company task as well. If you scroll down, you can see the current task scheduled as well as overdue task and the finished task. And I do apologize if I'm scrolling too fast. I don't want to give anyone motion sickness. So one cool thing, well, I can't say cool thing, but one thing that this add task feature doesn't do is that, let's say that you want to set a recurring task, right? So recurring task obviously is, let's say every Friday you have a client that you need to reach out to, whatever, right? There is no option here for that. And the reason why is because you can automate that. So let's say, every Friday you reach out to a certain group of clients and you want to send them some sort of information, but this Friday you have your dog is sick and you can't send that out. That is unfortunate, but so that task wouldn't get done because your dog is sick. I get that. But what we would do instead is create a smart plan. So you create a smart plan and you basically automate that task. So no matter what, no matter who's sick, no matter what's going on, that task gets done and you still stay top of mind, even though you're having an emergency or something comes up. So that's the workaround. Okay. All right, so now we have our smart listings, and I'm just going to briefly touch upon this. Smart listings obviously correspond with the listings tab. You guessed it. So basically, this is a quick glance at all of your listing promotions and like what's going on, how many views they have, right? How many saves. If anyone wanted to schedule a walkthrough, as well as how many um, leads have a criteria where this listing matches, right? Also, you can run different social media campaigns, share different social medias, change the files, all from this screen right here. Again, all this is designed to save you time, right? Because or to access it, you just go to listings, and then you gotta wait for this to load. Go to my listings, try to find it out of all of your listings, and kind of go from there. Okay. Obviously, like I said earlier, it gives you some options of viewing which leads actually interacted with this listing. And what you can do is you can see which ones viewed it, what they did, but also you can be able to click or highlight that lead and either create a CMA listing presentation, whatnot, kind of give them a little bit more detail with simple clicks. Now, obviously, the leads profile needs to be set up to where um, they have what they're looking for. But in this case, if there's no nearby comps, obviously, because I think one of the listings was a Starship Enterprise. If there's no comps nearby, the report will fail. But normally, it all goes through all with an easy click of the button. Okay. Today's hot listings pretty self-explanatory. These are basically hot sheets where you can just tailor, exactly what you're looking for in a certain area. You can kind of bounce between them. Obviously, all the information can be found here. Okay, smart plans emails. We touched upon it a little bit. I'm not a smart plan guru, but basically that is your automation where you can like, automate a lot of different things. And to find it, you just go to marketing. And just to briefly touch upon it a little bit more, when you go to smart plans, we don't, or we give you the ability to not reinvent the wheel, although you can. But if you don't want to, you just know what you want, you can go to our library where you have access to tons of free smart plans that's already curated and made for so many different occasions. So let's just say the easy one, you want to do a drip campaign for buyers, and let's say that you're nurturing them, right? Just like that, you have access to all of these um, uh, smart plans, right? That you can import them, you can edit them, and then you can make them your own by customizing them however you want. So that's what I mean by not having to reinvent the wheel because we've already created it for you. If you want to tweak it to meet your exact needs, by all means, have at it. But this is where you access it. Okay. So another cool thing that Lofty does is that we do spend a lot of time in educating our clients, right? Or especially, our agents are always so busy, but like we want you to have access to the right information, especially when it comes to this robust program. So we've developed a internal Lofty YouTube, right? So it's called our Learning Center. You click it, and it has a lot of training videos about all our features and just different like resources. But this is the live training recordings. So I guess, every hour on the hour, or maybe something like that, you'll have a live person training or teaching some aspect of Lofty, right? But if you can't make those pre-described times, this is your next best option, where you actually watch a recorded video just like on YouTube, right? And you can still learn the same information. So again, it's kind of broken down by either an agent or admin and what you're trying to do. All right. So let's go back. Another thing that I want to point out is this handy dandy help button. So I'm sure we're all decently, or we know how to search the web. We've used Instagram, things like that. But how many people actually hit the help button? Now, I will say this is a pretty useful help button because there's just so many cool tools. So right here, this is our handy dandy internal help bot AI where you can ask it a question and it will look through all of Lotte's database and try to answer that question for you. And it will also link the information back. So, just for an example, what are the cost of print campaigns? And so what it's doing, it's actually running through all of the lofty internal knowledge, trying to gather the information related to print campaigns, and then it's formatting it into a sentence where it just kind of gets straight to the heart of the matter. And at the end of that, it's going to link um, it's going to link a link at the end of that where you can like kind of double check its work and make sure. See? And booyah. So again, you can ask it any question, and again, if it doesn't have know the answer, it will loop in a live person. And I believe the support staff is 24/7, 7 days a week. Let me confirm that, and it is. Look at that. So that's the help center. So we went over the help center. Oops. We went over the Lofty YouTube. And now the Get training. So Get training is what I said earlier about if you want to join a live training session where you can actually write a comment or talk to someone live while they're teaching, kind of like this. This is where you go. Hit this button. Once you guys are done with the once you guys are done with your onboarding, you guys will have access to the Facebook community where there's probably close to like 10,000 active Lofty users. They're all agents and they're all sharing best tips and tricks and really just telling people how they run their business and everything like that. So definitely check this out. Okay. All right. Let's close that down. That pretty much wraps up the dashboard. Let's kind of give you a crash course in the People's tab. All right. So this is the People's tab. And if you ever get here and you don't see any leads, I don't want you to freak out. It's because you just have filter on. So go ahead and hit this erase button. All your leads will populate right there once it loads. Fantastic. So your leads section is broken up into 3 sections. You have your view tab, you have your pipelines and your pipeline or client journey section. Then you have your columns and rows section right here. So I'm not gonna go too much into like all the ins and outs, but like this section right here basically allows you to save your preset. So let's say you have, in this case, 6,700 leads, and you want to start saving like different groups and bundles of leads, right? So this is where it would actually reside. So where you can toggle in between, your leads, and you know that it worked because it went from 67 to 5,800, or you can go to deleted leads, right? So everything here, all of the leads share a common denominator. The only one that's different is partial leads, and what partial leads are is, let's say that lead comes in through IDX or some way, and they only give you like part of a first name, maybe a little bit of a partial email address, whatnot. What you can ask the system to do is you can ask it to scrub the internet to try and fill that lead. Now that's pretty cool, but it does cost 30 cents per lead. So I just wanted to let you know about that. As an admin, you can toggle that on or off. So yeah, if you want to create your own view, just go ahead and add view, hit your little create view button, and it's going to give you some options. And it's going to pull up the filter button, and you can start filtering things like that. Okay. Obviously, if you want to delete a view, just go ahead, go to more, and hit the X button right there. Okay, let's pop on back to all leads. Obviously, to add a single lead, hit this big blue button that says add lead. If you have a spreadsheet that you want to upload, hit the 3 dot buttons right here. Boom. Okay, that was I zoomed in for dramatic effect. Okay, so we have our stages or pipeline journey or client journey, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure you guys already know what this is, but if you want to toggle through, you can just use these arrows right here. Now this is a demo account, so we have a lot more client journeys than we actually need, but it is just for illustrative purposes. If you want to add your own if you want to add like your own custom like journey or section, whatever, you totally can. Hit this little tool button, and you can add it to the pipeline. Okay, you can scroll down, you can move things around up and down. Also, you can also delete them just like that. Okay. Oh, have a question, Wilson?
I was just going to see. Thanks for going through this so far, Pete. If
Mhm.
you could maybe just take through kind of the marketplace option or where they can see integrations. I had a question in the chat around like WhatsApp and just maybe some of the things that we do have in there available, and if they're not available, or as a direct integration, just touching on like Zapier as a third party option. So.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's go to settings where we have most of our, um, I guess, out the box integrations, if you will. So settings, integrations, right? And so this all the these are all the direct integrations that we offer, not just out the box, but not really simple. If you don't see something that you normally use on here, you have two ways to get it on here. Number one would be or two ways would be marketplace. I'll take you there in a second. Or if you know that your CRM, or not CRM, but like your software has an API entry, just copy and paste this code into yours, and then it'll be able to share communication. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, you want to go to marketplace, right? So think of this as our uh, iOS App Store or Google Play Store, things like that. And every day or every month, we are getting different integrations or different Lofty products or partner products that we are adding in here as well. And you can also like type it in. So let's say dialer. So we have Mojo right now that integrates very well. I don't think we have WhatsApp. No, I don't think we have WhatsApp. But communications. Okay.
Yeah, some were asking in the chat just around using WhatsApp for like international numbers and things. So I didn't think we had a direct integration, but even if possible, maybe through Zapier. So
Yeah, so we have Zapier as so we have that one. So again, we have Zapier that you can try, but also like I said, if I don't know if WhatsApp has an API key or function whatnot, but like I said, if they do, just copy and paste that and be able to share information. Okay. Yeah, that basically sums up the marketplace. I believe we do have, or we will be having, a marketplace where individual users can sell their smart plans. So I think you have to be a Lofty preferred or a Lofty approved vendor. But anyway, that's in the works soon. Oh, preferred partners maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, if you have any more questions, definitely just keep typing away in the comment section. We'll go back to the pipeline. And kind of we're going to talk about the actual lead profile once it loads. I'm sure you guys already know how to use the filter system, so we don't need to cover that. But if you guys want to do like a bulk email, mass text, or if you want to update the contact request sheet, whatnot, go ahead and hit this arrow. Either select current page, all leads, whatnot. Let's do current page, and you have this row of options, right? So you can send a dialer, mass text, mass emails, send postcards, etc. You have the more option as well, where you can do all of these things. Um, if you want to delete a whole group of people all at once, just hit this button right here. Okay. Um, let's hop into a good lead. Let's do high lead score. Okay, perfect. So before I show you this, this button right here allows you to hide or display your columns and rows and allows you to move them around. So I just wanted to highlight what that does. Okay. Let's jump into this lead profile to kind of tell you all the gizmos and doodads that it can do. Okay. So this is what a lead profile looks like. This is a test account, right? You can tell by this, but um, this let me talk about these functions. So I call these the three little hot dots, right? And they basically take some aspect of the lead's profile and apply it to some function up here. So for instance, let's say I wanted to send to Kimberly a CMA, right? So I go to three dots, very simple, create CMA, and look at that. It created an entire CMA in 2 seconds. Okay, 4 seconds if you count inflation. And it's right here. This is what it looks like. You click that link and you'll have access to just all of that stuff. Now, the other way to create a CMA would be to go into the marketing tab, scrolling down and trying to figure out what does Lofty call a CMA. Now I work here, so I know that it's called Lofty Presents. Don't ask me why, but it's right there. So then you got to go through that, and you got to find, your client, add in their information. It just becomes really like tiresome, right? So you have a couple ways to go about it. You can do it manually, or you can just go to lead profile and save you a whole bunch of time. Come on, we can do it. Sorry, guys, my computer's running a little slow, but that is okay. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, that's what the three hot dot buttons do. You can change your pipeline. You can change your segments. Now, you can also, I believe, automate this through workflows or smart plans, but definitely review the smart plan webinar. Okay. Obviously, call, text, email, very standard. These are your basic, demographic information. So you want to add a tag to them, you totally can. Hit this little add tag button. Let's talk about the lead score actually. So let me hit analysis. So your lead score is made up of 5 different criteria. Now you won't be able to change that criteria, but you will be able to see, the lead score go up or down based on, again, either close price, so how close their buying prices to what's available on the market, how long they're looking, if they give you a good contact, so email or phone number, how often do they communicate with you, and how often do they access and look at your website. Uh, all of these factors go into what makes up the lead score. And again, why that is important is because it's just like more confirmation is that, like, oh, a client typically looks at my IDX whatever around, I guess in this case between like June. I wonder why is that? Is he ready to move? Is he getting curious? I should reach out. So we give you these insights so you can take action into them and kind of just stay on top of mind. So whenever they do decide, they go to you. Okay. If I know that for a fact that my client does not respond to text messages and it's very apparent, I will never send them a text message. Okay. If I want them to just open something, but I don't want them to respond, I'll send them an email. All right. But if I really want to get in contact with them, obviously the tried and true method is to call, right? Because in the day and age of AI being really, really good, you know, nothing beats a firm handshake and actually talking to a live human being. Okay. So that's what this is for. We can scroll down. This is the search criteria for what they're looking for. This is what matches their search criteria and the area. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see who is in charge of this lead. But speaking of AI, here it is. So right now we do have a AI package, AI sales assistant, AI copilot, and AI marketer. Now, I'm not well versed in the AI sphere, at least yet, whatever, but you can tell your AI to monitor your leads and have it do any one of these actions. Okay. And this is AI sales assistant. So, how I like to think of it as the AI sales assistant is more client facing, right? Because they will intake, they will qualify, but once it knows that you responded, it will stop or put itself on pause, which is nice. The AI Copilot is different. That is more um, agent facing. So if it notices that a lead is warming up or taking these actions, whatnot, it will recommend or suggest different activities that you can do to stay on top of mind, but also say, hey, like maybe you should reach out because he's looking at the website more, and that he doesn't normally look at the website based on his metric. That's what the AI Copilot is. AI Marketer is a bit different in that it basically schedules your um, social media posts and things like that. If you want to learn more about all that good information, you want to go to the settings section and then Lofty AI. So you have the AI suite right there. You can select overview. Okay. Alrighty then, let's get back to her profile so we can wrap it up. Another way you guys can look or find your lead or a specific lead is by going to the search button right there and typing in her name. I forgot her. I think it's this one actually. All right, perfect. So that covers basically the demographic information. Let's talk about the engagement section. Okay, so the engagement section basically encompasses just anything that has to do with your lead and real estate, right? So um, everything here can be filtered through here, or you can just click these buttons. So right now, these are the notes. That's how many times they called. You can look into that. Emails, text messages, you name it. You can toggle through, and also if you call through the CRM, you can listen to the recall recording, and that is great because obviously, if someone's long-winded like myself, right? Um, you can miss what they're trying to say or like those small little nuances that can put you ahead of the competition because they're like, oh, they remember that small detail. Well, because you went back and listened to the conversation, you're like, oh, I missed that note. So that's a fun, nice little feature of that. I believe there's a transcript as well that comes with this. But let's move on to the emails. You can see if this is a manual email versus automated email. You can look at the email chain, all the good stuff. And not only that, like remember, your AI is also monitoring um, what's happening, and I think it will, or you can ask it to give you a note or like a brief synopsis the, of this client's account. Um, a new activity from today, a predictive approach would be to call or discuss. Okay, yeah. So like I said, here's a little note, whatever. Um, you can call or you can hit this little button right there, and you can ask your Lofty AI to go do something. All right, kind of nice. So that basically wraps that up, and you can see what property she's viewed it. You can also view it like you can also see how many times she's viewed it as well. The engagement section, basically, whenever they engage, whenever you send them property alerts, market snapshots, market reports, you name it, that's gonna be here. You can see what frequency it's on, how many times you sent, how many times they've opened it, clicked, saved, etc. Um, Smart plans. So we talked about smart plans already, but you can set up clients, entire segments of clients, right, on just different smart plans, and you can track um, where that client is right here, right? So right now it looks like she's within the first 12.5%. Well, look at that. um, so again, it's really helpful because you can pause it, you can see what time is up, plan the log, you can delete it. It's just helpful because when you are hands-on into your business and you want better results, like the only way to get better results is to actually have unquestionable metrics. Like I was going to guess that this is 8%, I know that's 12.5%, so that took out the guesswork, and that's what Lofty ultimately designed to do: take out the guesswork so you can be more efficient and be a better business owner, let's see, and that basically wraps up everything. Is there any questions, Wilson?
Hey, thanks, Pete. Just answering a few of them directly here in the
Okay.
chat right now.
Okay.
But let me see here. I had some questions around the integrations in WhatsApp. Do you know, like, as far as just the AI sales assistant, I don't, as far as kind of touching on, like, I guess, use cases or scenarios as far as what's included with that? I know we had a question in here about if it's something that's included with the EXP CRM of choice option, and it is. It's included in their package. But I don't know if there's anything, maybe, I know you touched on that some, but if there's anything specifically that you maybe didn't show or a use case scenario for the sales assistant. There was Michael in here asking about what was included with the enterprise AI sales assistant. So,
Okay. Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know what's included with AI sales assistant. I probably, if it's enterprise level, you probably have something more than the starter package. Starter package basically boils down to how many leads it will review, I guess in its memory brain, whatever, at a time. So I think it goes from 80 to like 500 or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me. Oh, change package. Let's see what happens. All right, perfect. So look at that. Enterprise 750. So I was off. But yeah, so this is what it includes, things like that.
We're gonna have. I let them know too. We're gonna have like something that's like a one pager with some more clarity
Okay.
around some of these details for them too. So,
Okay.
one thing I would say maybe touch on is, did you go through? I know you showed on the dashboard just access to different areas for training. Maybe touch on that just again as far as like live trainings we do, as
Yeah,
well
sure.
as the repository.
Absolutely. So there's two ways, there's multiple ways in Lofty's program to get to where you need to. There's Let me show you the ways. So number one, you can go to Lofty button, scroll down because now you're on the dashboard, and now you can go to the repository, which is basically Lofty YouTube. So whenever you see Learning Center, Lofty YouTube, you want to hit this button right here. Sorry, that was a terrible check mark right there. Live training recordings. That's number one. I showed you how to do all that. Let's close that down. Um, Other way is to go to the help button. So if you have a question about anything, please, 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 you have so many options. You have the help button, you have the help desk or help AI. You can research the information yourself using the Lofty Wikipedia. Let me go ahead. So let me go back up. Help AI, uh, Lofty Wikipedia, right? If you want to know like more in depth about features about Lofty and you are on a time crunch, Lofty Learning Center. But if you have time and you want to ask a live person like myself, hey, I've got this really unique situation, blah blah blah, on your topic, can you help me? Right there. So let me go ahead and get training, whatnot. And so when you hit this button, okay, it takes you technically over to the calendar button or calendar section. So you can filter out what you're looking for. So you can go all trainings and then you can just, I don't know, like smart plans. Why not? Sponsored by Smart Plans, apparently. And you can select the day, and then they give you a list of times. You can also cycle through, see what days you're going to be available. Okay. Now, agent admins training is slightly different than agent trainings. Um, I believe the admin side, and don't quote me on this, is like, all right, like if there's issue, you got to go to admin because they know how to fix it. Obviously, agent trainings are a little bit closer to um, make money with Lofty. So basically, connecting multiple features together so it makes sense in like a real world scenario. Now, I do recommend that whether you're an admin or agent, that you guys both uh, review these trainings, especially on these features, right? Because it's really just good knowledge in general.
These are going to primarily just be for agents, but one thing I will add,
Oh,
when you're in the admin tab, is like there are even some trainings the way we have this set up, just as the Lofty side. There are some that I've noticed on the admin tab that are relevant to agents. So I would
mhm.
just suggest if they're in that area, like look through, because some of those will say they'll actually say that they're for agents as well when they're in the
Okay,
admin tab. But
right.
primarily, I think most of the people on the call today are going to be looking at
Admin
the
side.
the agent tab.
I understand. Okay. Well, yeah, perfect. So either way, look at all what we offer you because it's here as a resource. Now, let me go back to the calendar section because I want to show you guys how you can access what we just saw from the calendar section. So you go to calendar, and this ties in like your actual work calendar, your Gmail account, and all of your tasks or whatever for the day. But also, okay, well, normally since you'd be able to see what webinars are being promoted that day, and you'd be able to click there. And the reason why you can't see that here is because this is a demo account. But if you go to your Lofty website or Lofty CRM, click calendar, you will see that it'll say, "Oh, there is 5 trainings today. I can attend them if I'm free." Okay. The other thing was another tip and trick that I want to show you guys. Not necessarily a tip or trick, but if you want to create a landing page, right? Normally, you think the landing page would be on the website. It is not. To access the landing pages is actually on under tools underneath marketing. So I just wanted to kind of help direct you guys when you guys are looking for ways to promote your business and like promote your marketing strategy. Okay. Now they again going back to the whole live learning or the training learning center. If you want to know more about landing pages and how they affect your business or how you can implement them, definitely go visit those web videos. Okay. Okay.
I'm checking to see if we have any other questions in the chat. There's not a lot happening right this moment, so we can
No
we can go
worries.
for maybe a few more minutes, see if some more questions roll in, and then we can probably start to wrap up.
Okay. I mean, I can wrap up whenever, but like until then, until you give me the go ahead, I'm just gonna keep talking because I get paid by
Okay.
the word. All right. So another way to lead import whatnot is to go to settings. You want to go to lead import, and it's kind of interesting. So like let's say that you have a lot of leads, whatever, you like, you're kind of like not skittish of about uploading your leads, but like you just want to kind of mess around with the columns and rows because you want to make sure that it's perfect upon import. Let's say you do that and like you don't like it. What you can do, you can come to the lead import section. So settings, lead import, and after you imported or uploaded a CSV file, it will give you an option here that says reverse. So like I said right here, except it would be highlighted. And the reason why this isn't highlighted is because it gives you the option for 30 days to undo it. And if you don't do it, if you don't reverse it on the 31st day or whatever, the system thinks, okay, this is perfect. You're not going to remove it. So they just keep it permanently. Earlier, I showed you how you guys can delete things anyway. So that's a fun feature. And I do want to remind people that these filter sections filter it by the under all leads, for instance. Let's make it simple. So I want to say, like, what is I'm going to filter by lead type or lead score. Oh, lead score. I spelled that terribly wrong. Okay. Lead score. Okay. So I only want to see leads that are between 60 and 51. So what it's doing is looking through all of the leads here that have a lead score of between 60 and 51. That's what it is. Perfect. Now I can do the same thing, but for attempted contacted. Okay. So if you like, we just give you different ways to like really narrow down and be pretty granular with your marketing, because when you're more efficient with your marketing, you have better results. Yeah, that's why Lofty was created. You have the best results possible. Hopefully that makes sense. How are we doing on time?
We're doing pretty good. I don't have a whole lot going on in the chat right now. So if you've covered
Okay.
everything, we can kind of start to close up. Do appreciate you
Yeah.
joining me today,
Yeah, exactly.
Pete. Yeah, no,
Of
it
course, of
was good
course.
for what
I'll
we
kick
wanted
it
to
back
cover.
over to you.
Perfect. No, I appreciate your help today. I appreciate you joining. Appreciate all the EXP agents that are on today. We will be diving into more topics around Lofty as far as specific features and functionality in the upcoming calls and trainings we have with you guys. So do appreciate those that have joined today, and as well as any of the questions that have come in through the chat. Anything that I wasn't able to get you a direct answer on, know that is still in the works, and we are on the Lofty side working to get something created so that you have answers and clarity around some of those things too. So do appreciate the feedback that is helping us improve the experience for you guys as agents. So thank you so much again, Pete, for joining, and we